A morning, a few years back, when a patient named Helen, 68 years old, came to see me. She said, "Doctor, lately I've been feeling so tired. I can barely stand up, my hands tremble, and my heartbeat feels strange, sometimes fast, sometimes slow." I asked her about her diet, and when we ran her blood test, the results showed a mild potassium deficiency. It wasn't severe, but it was enough to throw her body off balance. Just a few weeks after adjusting her meals and adding the right amount of potassium, her blood pressure steadied, her heartbeat became more regular, and her smile grew brighter. And you know what? Helen is just one of hundreds of patients I've seen with the same issue. Not because they ate poorly, but because after the age of 60, the body changes the way it absorbs and stores minerals, especially potassium. Potassium is a vital mineral. It keeps your heart rhythm steady, helps regulate blood pressure, supports your muscles, and allows your cells to communicate properly. When your potassium runs low, your heart can lose its rhythm, your body feels weak, and even your mind can start to slow down. But here's the worrying part. Most people don't realize they're low on potassium. The symptoms are subtle. A bit of fatigue, a little muscle cramp, or just that quiet feeling of, "I'm not as energetic as I used to be." And they shrug it off, thinking it's just age. No, my friend, sometimes it's not age. It's your body gently telling you that it needs better care. I want you to picture this. Your body is like a symphony orchestra. Potassium is the conductor. It keeps every instrument, your heart, your muscles, your nerves, playing in harmony. When potassium is low, the music of life starts to fall out of tune. The drums, your heart, beat too fast. The strings, your muscles, tighten up. And sometimes the orchestra pauses. That's when you feel off, but you can't quite explain why. What concerns me most is that after 60, the risk of potassium deficiency rises sharply. Why? Because we start taking more blood pressure medications, diuretics, and we tend to eat fewer fruits and vegetables. Our kidneys also become less responsive, making it easier for electrolytes to fall out of balance. And if you're living with constant stress, drinking too little water, or losing sleep night after night, your body burns through potassium even faster. I remember another patient, John, 72 years old, a retired firefighter. He said to me, "Doc, I don't get it. For months now, I've been exhausted. I eat well, I sleep plenty, but when I climb the stairs, my heart pounds like a drum." After testing, we found out his potassium levels were low, caused by the diuretics he was taking for high blood pressure. So we changed a few things, added bananas, oranges, potatoes, leafy greens to his diet. And just 2 weeks later, John walked back into my office with a big grin and said, "I feel young again, doctor." That's what John told me, smiling ear to ear. Sometimes it just takes one small change to make a big difference. Have you ever felt that way? You wake up one morning and realize your body doesn't move the way it used to. You walk a little slower, your heart beats harder when you climb the stairs, or your hands tremble for no clear reason. If that sounds familiar, your body might be sending you a quiet message: I need more potassium. And in today's talk, I want to help you understand why your body becomes more prone to potassium loss after age 60, the 4 critical warnings you should never ignore, and the 5 early signs your body may already be running low on this essential mineral. But more importantly, I'll share how to restore potassium safely and naturally so your heart, your memory, and your energy stay steady without relying on complicated medications. You see, aging isn't the end of good health. It's simply a gentle reminder that it's time to listen more closely to your body. So, stay with me, my friend, as we move into the next part, where I'll share 4 key warnings that your body might be slipping out of potassium balance and what you can do to protect yourself starting today. When we're young, the body runs like a well-oiled machine. It absorbs everything, bounces back quickly, and doesn't seem to tire easily. But after 60, things begin to shift. Your body doesn't process nutrients quite the same way, and that change can make potassium slip away faster than you realize. I've seen this time and again in my older patients. Quiet, subtle signs that their bodies are slowly running out of potassium. Warning number 1, long-term use of diuretics or blood pressure medication. I once had a patient named Robert, 71 years old. He was a cheerful man and engineer for over 40 years. But lately, he'd been feeling weak, legs tired, heart racing, and energy fading. When I reviewed his file, I noticed he'd been on a diuretic for nearly 8 years to manage his blood pressure. And that medication, while incredibly helpful, has a hidden cost. It makes your body lose potassium through urine. I told Robert, your body is like a water tank. A diuretic helps drain the excess water, but sometimes it also flushes out valuable minerals along the way. Many older adults take diuretics or heart medications like furosemide or hydrochlorothiazide without realizing they're quietly draining potassium every single day. So if you're on blood pressure or diuretic medication, don't stop taking it, but do have a conversation with your doctor. Ask, should I have my potassium levels checked regularly? What can I eat to replace the potassium I'm losing? Sometimes, just one glass of orange juice, a banana, or a few slices of avocado a day is all it takes to keep things in balance. Warning number 2. A low intake of fresh fruits and vegetables or a long-term diet lacking in potassium. I once asked a 65-year-old patient, how many servings of fruits and vegetables do you eat each week? She laughed shyly and said, to be honest, doctor, probably just the lettuce in my sandwich. And that, my friend, is something I hear all the time. Many people think eating fewer vegetables isn't a big deal. I'm still fine, they say. But here's the truth. Potassium lives mainly in fresh foods, leafy greens, fruits, and root vegetables. When our plates fill up with processed meals, canned food, or fast food, the sodium levels climb sky high and the potassium quietly disappears. Potassium and sodium are like two sides of a scale. When sodium rises, potassium falls, and your heart pays the price. I often tell my patients, every time you add another spoonful of salt, think about it. Are you taking away a little bit of your own health? So here's a clear warning. If you realize you're eating fewer vegetables or relying mostly on quick and easy foods, be careful. Potassium deficiency doesn't strike overnight. It slowly chips away at your health, causing irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, foggy memory, and fatigue you can't quite explain. Warning number 3, stress, insomnia, and a sedentary lifestyle. There's something many people don't realize. Stress and lack of sleep can actually drain potassium from your body faster. When you're under stress, your adrenal glands release hormones, cortisol, and aldosterone, and both can cause potassium loss through the kidneys. If this continues for weeks or months, your potassium levels can drop enough to make you feel tired, shaky, or even experience nighttime leg cramps. I remember one of my patients, Linda, 66 years old. She lived alone after her husband passed away. She often felt anxious, couldn't sleep, and told me she just didn't have the energy for anything anymore. When I ran her test, her potassium was low. So we didn't just adjust her diet, we also focused on breathing exercises and 10 minutes of morning meditation. A few weeks later, she came back and said, Doctor, I finally slept through the night and I feel lighter, calmer. Sometimes restoring potassium isn't just about eating right, it's about slowing down. A peaceful mind helps your body hold on to what it truly needs. Warning number 4, aging and natural decline of kidney function. As we age, the kidneys, those finely tuned filters inside us, age as well. They control how much potassium stays or leaves the bloodstream, but after 60, they become less efficient. That makes it harder for your body to keep potassium in perfect balance. Some people end up with levels that are too low, others too high. Both situations can be dangerous. That's why regular checkups are so important. I once had a 74-year-old patient named Marilyn. She wasn't seriously ill, just mild high blood pressure. But she rarely drank water, and her kidneys weren't working at full strength, causing her potassium levels to swing up and down unpredictably. One morning, she felt dizzy and fainted. Her heart rhythm had gone off balance because her potassium dropped too suddenly. After treatment and a better diet, she recovered beautifully. I still remember what she told me as she left the hospital. I never imagined something as small as potassium could nearly take my life. And that's exactly why I want you to remember these 4 warnings. Because our bodies never truly deceive us, they always send messages. The problem is, we're often too busy to listen. So if you're taking blood pressure or diuretic medication, eating fewer fresh foods, living under stress or not sleeping well, or simply getting older and wanting to stay strong, please pay attention to these quiet signals. Your body has been speaking to you all along. It's just waiting for you to listen. If you've been eating fewer vegetables and more processed foods, if you've been struggling with sleepless nights or constant stress, or if you often feel tired, cramp easily, or notice your heart beating strangely, that's not just getting older. That might be your body whispering to you, pay attention to potassium, I need it. Once you understand these 4 warnings, you're already halfway toward protecting your heart, your memory, and your vitality. And in this next part, I want to help you recognize 5 clear signs that your body is truly running low on potassium. Subtle, often overlooked signs that can make a huge difference once you notice them. Believe me, understanding these signals could save you from a stroke, a fainting spell, or a restless night when your heart skips a beat and no one knows why. So stay with me, my friend, as we move into this next section. If the last part was about what causes potassium loss, this one is about what your body feels when it's already running low. Because sometimes your body doesn't speak in words, it speaks in small sensations. A cramp in your leg, a skipped heartbeat, or waking up one morning with no energy left to give. And if you learn to listen, you can help yourself before it's too late. Sign number 1, muscle weakness, fatigue, or nighttime cramps. Imagine this scene. The camera shows an older adult in bed, wincing and clutching their calf in pain from a leg cramp. I once had a patient, Henry, 68, a retired carpenter. He told me, every night my calves cramp so badly I have to jump out of bed. I thought it was just age catching up with me, but it's getting worse. His blood test showed his potassium levels were low. You see, potassium is the body's natural electrical current for muscles. Every time your muscles contract and relax, potassium ions flow in and out of the cells, helping nerve signals move smoothly. Without enough potassium, your muscles are like a weak power line. They misfire, twitch, or tighten painfully. So if you often wake up with cramps, feel your legs burn when climbing stairs, or notice your arms get tired from simple tasks, your body might be calling out for potassium. Sign number 2, a racing, pounding, or irregular heartbeat. Your heart is a very special muscle. It never stops working, and it depends on potassium to keep its rhythm steady. When potassium drops, your heart's electrical system falters. That can make your heart beat too fast, too hard, or out of sync. One of my patients, Susan, 73, came to my office looking frightened. She said, "Doctor, I feel like my heart is jumping around inside my chest, but it doesn't hurt." When we checked her EKG, it showed a mild arrhythmia not from heart disease, but from low potassium caused by years of taking diuretics. The scary part is that most people brush this off. They think, oh, it's just anxiety, I'm just getting older. But in medicine, we have a saying, when the heart changes rhythm, think potassium first. So if you feel your heart flutter, skip beats, or pound unexpectedly, don't ignore it. That could be your body's first alarm bell. Sign number 3, fatigue, weakness, or mental fog. Low potassium doesn't just drain your muscles, it drains your mind. Potassium helps your cells create and use energy efficiently. When it's lacking, your body struggles to convert food into fuel, leaving you exhausted, sluggish, or unable to focus. Many of my patients describe it this way. It's not that I'm sleepy, I just feel like my body's running on low battery. Or if you find yourself needing more naps, forgetting small things, or feeling like your thoughts move through fog, that's another quiet sign your potassium may be low. A woman once told me, "Doctor, I sleep enough, I eat fairly well, but I still feel exhausted all the time. I've lost interest in everything." When we ran her blood test, her potassium levels were just barely within the lower limit. Potassium doesn't just affect your muscles, it also influences your nerve cells and the energy flow throughout your entire body. When you're low on potassium, your cells can't transmit nerve signals properly, which makes you feel sluggish, drained, and even foggy-headed, what many people call brain fog. I often tell my patients, low potassium doesn't knock you down in a day, it quietly wears you out over the course of a year. If you wake up feeling heavy, mentally dull, or unmotivated to start your day, take a closer look at your diet. The problem might not be your age, but a quiet lack of potassium. Sign #4. High blood pressure even without changes in diet. Many people think high blood pressure only comes from too much salt or stress, but few realize that potassium deficiency can raise blood pressure too. Here's why. Potassium helps balance the effects of sodium in the body. Sodium holds onto water, while potassium helps flush it out. When potassium is low, water and salt stay trapped in the blood vessels, increasing the pressure inside them, and up goes your blood pressure. A study from the American Heart Institute found that people who eat potassium-rich diets have blood pressure that's 6-8 millimeter G lower than those who don't get enough. And I've seen many patients who take their blood pressure meds faithfully, but their numbers remain unstable. Only after they added more potassium-rich foods like leafy greens, potatoes, bananas, avocados, and coconut water did their pressure finally steady. Potassium is like your heart's best friend. And when you lose that friend for too long, your heart is left to struggle on its own. Sign #5. Constipation, digestive trouble, or persistent sluggish digestion. You might not expect it, but potassium also keeps your digestive system moving smoothly. It helps the smooth muscles in your intestines contract rhythmically to move food along. When potassium drops, the gut slows down, causing constipation, bloating, or that heavy stomach feeling after meals. And many people accidentally make things worse by overusing laxatives, which can further deplete potassium. I once treated a 70-year-old woman named Gloria who had chronic constipation. She was taking laxatives every week, but the more she took, the worse it got. Her blood test showed a clear potassium deficiency. We adjusted her diet and gently added potassium supplements within 2 weeks. Her digestion improved dramatically without any medication. I told her, sometimes what your body needs isn't more medicine, it's more minerals. Over50. These 5 signs, weak muscles, irregular heartbeat, fatigue, high blood pressure, and constipation are small but honest messages from your body. And what I want you to remember is this: a lack of potassium isn't rare or distant. It can start from simple habits, your diet, poor sleep, or even a pill you take every day without realizing its effect. If you notice 1, 2, or several of these signs, don't panic, because in the next part, I'll show you how to restore potassium safely, naturally, and effectively after 60. How to regain your energy, steady your heartbeat, and keep your heart younger than your years. Because sometimes just one small change can save an entire life. I've met hundreds of older adults with low potassium levels. And the interesting thing is, most of them didn't need medication at all. They just needed to relearn how to eat, how to live, and how to listen to their own bodies. You see, after age 60, the body doesn't absorb or regulate minerals as efficiently as it once did. That's why replenishing potassium properly and safely is absolutely vital, especially for those with heart disease, high blood pressure, or who take diuretics. But first, don't rush to buy potassium supplements. I know many people hear low potassium and head straight to the pharmacy for pills, but my friend, that can be dangerous. Potassium has a very narrow safety margin. Too little and your heart weakens. Too much and your heart could literally stop beating. I once had a patient named Michael, 72 years old, who took potassium tablets every day to keep his heart strong without ever checking his blood levels. The result? He ended up in the hospital with a dangerously slow heartbeat caused by potassium overload. What I want to emphasize is this: potassium isn't like vitamin C. You can't just take it whenever you feel like it. If you suspect you might be low on potassium, get a blood test. Only your doctor can determine whether you truly need supplements and exactly how much. For most people over 60, we can easily restore balance through food. Potassium-rich foods, nature's gift to your heart. Nature, in its wisdom, made it simple. The very foods that best protect your heart are also the richest in potassium. Remember these 5 golden food groups. 1. Fresh greens and vegetables. At the top of the list are spinach, kale, broccoli, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, and tomatoes. Just 1 cup of cooked spinach contains nearly 800 milligrams of potassium, about 1/5 of your daily need. Leafy greens not only provide potassium, but also help the body lower sodium absorption, reducing the effect of salt on blood pressure. That's why every meal for older adults should include at least 1 serving of dark green vegetables. 2. Fresh fruits, the most absorbable source of potassium. Bananas are famous for potassium, but they're not the only choice. You can swap them for oranges, watermelon, kiwi, mango, or avocado. 1 medium banana to 420 milligrams potassium. 1 glass of fresh orange juice to 470 milligrams. 1 avocado, nearly 900 milligrams. If you have diabetes, Choose oranges, kiwis, or cantaloupe. They offer potassium without spiking your blood sugar too much. 3. Tubers and nuts, your natural potassium reserves. Boiled potatoes with skin, sweet potatoes, white beans, lentils, almonds, pumpkin seeds, and peanuts are all excellent sources. One boiled potato alone gives you about 900 milligrams of potassium, more than a banana. I often tell my patients, if you tend to get leg cramps at night, eat half a boiled potato or drink a small glass of coconut water before bed. Simple but surprisingly effective. 4. Potassium-rich yet low-calorie foods ideal for heart health. Choose foods like zucchini, asparagus, mushrooms, and cucumbers. They keep potassium levels stable while helping manage weight and blood pressure. Because when it comes to your heart, potassium is not just a nutrient, it's a quiet protector. And learning to keep that balance may just be the simplest way to keep your heart strong, your energy steady, and your life fuller after 60. That includes fresh coconut water, plain yogurt, salmon, tuna, and lean chicken. Coconut water, for instance, contains about 400-600 milligrams of potassium per cup, about 8 ounces, perfect for anyone who sweats a lot, gets dehydrated easily, or takes diuretics. Natural herbs and seasonings. Some herbs like parsley, basil, and dill are also good sources of potassium. They help reduce your need for salt while keeping food flavorful. This is a culinary secret I learned from my Italian patients. They live long, eat richly, but use very little salt. The best times of day to replenish potassium. Potassium is absorbed best when it's paired with fiber and water, meaning from real food rather than supplements. Morning. Start your day with a glass of warm water and a piece of fresh fruit like a banana, kiwi, or orange juice. Midday. Add a serving of vegetables or a light vegetable soup to your lunch to naturally restore electrolytes. Evening. Enjoy a simple meal with boiled potatoes or ripe avocado. They can ease night cramps and help you sleep better. If you exercise or sweat a lot, drink some coconut water or a light electrolyte beverage right after, but don't overdo it. Sip gradually throughout the day instead of all at once. Watch out for hidden causes of potassium loss. Many people aren't low on potassium because they eat too little of it, but because they lose it too quickly. Here are 4 common reasons your body might be leaking potassium each day. Diuretics or blood pressure medications. Many drugs, such as furosemide or hydrochlorothiazide, increase urination, flushing potassium out of your system. If you're taking these, ask your doctor about adjusting your diet or switching to a potassium-sparing medication. Too much coffee or alcohol. Both have mild diuretic effects, leading to fluid and mineral loss. Excessive sweating or long-term diarrhea. In these cases, potassium escapes through your skin or stool and needs to be replaced with fluids and electrolyte-rich foods. High salt or processed food intake. When sodium is high, your body holds on to water, making it harder to absorb and retain potassium. The trio that protects your heart. Potassium, sodium, magnesium. You can't care for your heart by focusing on just one mineral. Potassium, sodium, and magnesium work together like 3 musicians in the same orchestra. Potassium keeps your heartbeat steady and regulates blood pressure. Sodium maintains proper blood volume. Magnesium helps your heart muscles relax, prevents cramps, and eases stress. If your magnesium is too low, your body can't properly use potassium even if you're eating enough. So add whole grains, almonds, fish, and leafy greens to your meals. All are excellent natural sources of magnesium. Signs you're restoring potassium the right way. Within 2-3 weeks, you'll start to notice the difference. Nighttime leg cramps fade or disappear. You feel more alert and energetic in the morning. Your heartbeat becomes steady, less fluttery when you move or stand. Blood pressure stabilizes, your skin looks healthier, and your sleep becomes deeper. At that point, you'll know your body is finally in tune again. Because potassium isn't just a mineral, it's part of the quiet rhythm that keeps you alive, one steady heartbeat at a time. Many of my patients have told me, I don't know why I feel better lately. Maybe it's just because I've started adding a few greens and a small banana to each meal. Sometimes good health doesn't come from miracles. It comes from being consistent with the small things. Who should be careful with potassium? Not everyone should load up on potassium-rich foods. If you fall into one of the following groups, please talk to your doctor first. Those with chronic kidney disease, weaker kidneys can't filter out excess potassium, leading to buildup. Those taking potassium-sparing medications like spironolactone or ACE inhibitors. Those with heart rhythm disorders or taking special cardiac medications. In these cases, your doctor can create a specific eating plan to control potassium, not eliminate it entirely. Daily habits to keep potassium balanced for life. I often share what I call the 4 tons formula with my older patients. Natural food. Choose fresh, minimally processed foods. Aim for at least 5 servings of vegetables and fruits every day. Hydration. Drink 6-8 glasses of water daily. Occasionally switch it up with coconut water or fresh orange juice for light electrolytes. Gentle movement. Walk, stretch, practice yoga, or spend time gardening. These simple activities improve blood flow and help your body naturally balance electrolytes. Rest and relaxation. Long-term stress raises cortisol, a hormone that depletes potassium. So give your body time to rest, to breathe, and to find peace each day. I've lived over 60 years, and I've learned something simple. Health isn't about how long you live, it's about how fully you feel alive each day. Potassium isn't a miracle pill. It's a gentle reminder that your body needs balance, not extremes. So start small. Have a wholesome breakfast. Add a serving of greens, use a little less salt, and drink a glass of warm water every morning. That's it. Your heart will beat steadier. Your blood pressure will ease. And you'll realize aging isn't nearly as frightening as it once seemed. Because sometimes good health doesn't come from the big things, but from how lovingly you treat your body one day, one choice at a time. If you've made it this far, I know something about you. You truly care about your health, and that already makes you different. Not everyone at this age still listens to their body, many just endure it. But you're here, learning, choosing to understand instead of ignore. And from the heart of a man who spent his life healing others and witnessing thousands of stories of survival, I just want to say I'm proud of you. Your body never betrays you. It's always sending signals. The question is, will you pause long enough to listen? You see, health doesn't come from a pill. It comes from how you eat, how you breathe, and how you treat yourself every single day. One of my patients, Helen, 78 years old, once told me, "Doctor, I used to think I had to fight aging, but now I've learned to live in peace with it." And I believe that's the greatest secret of all. Don't fight your body, have a conversation with it. If there's one thing you take away from today, just one, let it be this. It's never too late to start taking care of yourself. You can begin tonight, cut down on salt, add more greens, drink enough water, and smile often. Because those small actions, they're the building blocks of your health. You don't need miracles, just consistency and understanding. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you care about. Your spouse, your siblings, a friend, or maybe that quiet neighbor who's been feeling tired lately. A single click to share could save a weary heart somewhere out there. And don't forget, hit subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Each week, I post short lessons to help you better understand your heart, your blood pressure, your sleep, and the journey of aging well. They're not just facts. They're lessons I've gathered from over 30 years standing in emergency rooms, where every breath, every decision sometimes meant life or death. I often tell my patients, no one truly grows old. They just stop giving their heart enough care. So, start again today. Care for your heart with patience, nourish your body with knowledge, and greet your age with a gentle smile. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Dr. James Carter, and I believe every heart deserves one more healthy day. If you agree, leave me a comment below, share your story, or simply write, "I'm starting to care for my heart today." My team and I read every single comment because we believe every story has the power to inspire someone else. Health isn't a destination. It's the journey you choose to walk every day. Dr. James Carter, keep your heart calm, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll talk about how to keep your blood pressure steady, naturally, without medication. Until then, my friend, stay well, stay kind, and may your heart be strong and peaceful.